Joining us now is the Chairman Coalition of River State Youth Bodies, and that's Saviour Imeabe. He joins me live from Port Harcourt. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Imeabe. Do these submissions reflect genuine internal democracy, or were most of the candidates handpicked by party leaders behind closed doors, as insinuated in that report there by Biola Festus?
I think, and it's a good thing to join you this evening. What is actually playing out in Rivers State at this point in time is a total disregard to the rule of law. Not only a total disregard to the rule of law, but a letdown of the Nigerian Constitution. At this point, we are beginning to ask ourselves, is it that the Nigerian Constitution is no longer respected? Is it now a trash? Because I can believe very, very well that recently, INEC, the umbrella body, actually sent a message to RISEC and said that 21 days was too short for the conduct of a local government election. It is actually an aberration for RISEC to go against the Constitution. We also believe that all of this is playing out because the president, Biola have a total disrespect and disregard for the rule of law. And that is why every other institutions, every other government recognized offices are now taking suit. Because if the president, Biola have a respect for the rule of law, we are quite sure that RISEC will not go about this high level of a disrespect to the rule of law. 21 days for local government election is totally a disrespect. Now, this is what played out last time when His Excellency conducted local government election. It was also thrown out because according to the Supreme Court, that the election that was conducted, local government election was conducted when we have the governor in place. That was not actually, as the rule of law wasn't respected. So what are we still doing? Repeating the same process that led to the abuse of Rivers State resources? Do we actually have respect? Do we actually have a respect or regard for the people? Because if actually Mr. President have respect for the people, Mr. President will have advised or called INEC or called RISEC to order. We have advised that RISEC should be called to order, and that this is not the right thing. How can an undemocratic process give birth to a democratic process? We have an elected governor. This is also part of the pain. We have an elected governor that was suspended as a disregard to the rule of law. We have a state of emergency. The state administrator do not have the power because we have a governor that was elected by the people. So the state administrator do not have the power to conduct an election in Rivers State. They have just how many months to go. What is the rationale behind the hurry to conduct local government election before the restatement of the governor? What is the rationale behind it? If actually the genuineness of the reconciliation, or if actually the both parties thought that the FCT Minister said that is genuineness in the reconciliation, why be the hurry to conduct local government election when we already have reconciliation between the State Assembly, the FCT Minister, and the suspended governor? Why can't you wait for the reinstatement of the executive governor of Rivers State for the conduct of local government election, since he is the only person that have a constitutional backing to conduct local government election? Now we're asking again, RISEC at this point in time have also refused to listen to the demands of the people because we have a society or a state or a country that do not have respect for constitutional process. And that is what we are seeing right now in Rivers State. It's actually a sad situation that we face. And that's what we are calling on Mr. President, Biola, to please reinstate the suspended governor and cancel the election, the forthcoming local government election scheduled for 30th August. Because it is totally against the provision of the law. It is not in accordance with the law at all. And so we do not believe that this election can stand for the test of time. So we also want to advise or call on the FCT Minister, in as much as we believe that he has interest in the local government election, he can also have his interest protected even when we have a democratic elected governor who is intended to perform his constitutional duty. So at this point, we believe that the continuation of the conduct of this local government election is a total slap and a letdown to Rivers people. Mr. President must understand that this is not just a democratic error, but this is also a constitutional disorder. And it is not accepted at all, making the Nigeria Constitution look like a trash. That is what it is right now. As a youth, what are we guiding? What morals are we teaching our youth? What morals are we actually giving our youth that are actually here today? So it's quite unfortunate that RISEC wants to continue to conduct the election, even when INEC has placed a call that this is actually not the right thing to do, and that the Constitution be respected. And it's not the INEC is not the RISEC or River State Independent Electoral Commission is not actually ready to respect the Constitution. It's a blatant disorder and not really a good one at this point in time. So what we want Mr. President to understand that the people of River State are not happy. This may truncate, this may actually lead to the failure of Mr. President in 2027. This is a total campaign that will be used against Mr. President. I think Mr. President should revisit his idea and know that he still has 2027 election for himself, because this is also one of those campaigns that will be used against Mr. President, that he is not a president that respects the rule of law. There is not a president that respects constitutional order. There is not a president that believes in the rule of law.
Mr. Imeabe, from what we can see, it looks like there's no slowing down. I mean, we've had all the appeals. We've heard from every lawyer who have sort of debated the legality of a sole administrator conducting elections, you know, when they just have only 6 months, right? But it looks like this election is in full steam. All political parties have submitted their candidates, right? And from all indication, August 30th might hold. And so if it happens, what level of transparency and accountability is the River State Independent Electoral Commission truly enforcing during this pre-election process, heading towards the election, saying that all the allegations that are being made about hand-picked candidates, especially with the APC and the PDP?
Thank you. I think the situation we are facing right now, River State is beyond the FCT Minister. River State is beyond the governor of River State, Imeabe. We are talking as River citizens. We are talking as a citizen or an indigenous of River State. So I think we should also understand that it is not all about the FCT Minister, neither is all about the suspended governor. This is River State we are talking about. So we also believe that in as much as Imeabe may have accepted because he wants peace, may have accepted because he wants to throw the line of the FCT Minister, but he may have accepted because he just wants to allow the process to continue. And I'm quite sure that in his own mind, I'm quite sure in the mind of His Excellency, he is not comfortable with what is going on. I'm very sure and optimistic that His Excellency, the executive governor of River State that was elected by the people or voted for by the people, in his own mind, he is not comfortable. But then, how do you address it? Because he has decided to embrace peace. And he said that there is no amount of sacrifice that is too big for peace to pay. But at the same time, it is at the detriment of River State resources. And that is why we are not accepting it. That is why we are uncomfortable with it.
All right. Mr. Saviour Imeabe, I must say thank you for... I wish we had enough time, but I want to say thank you for taking out the time to join us as we continue to look to RISEC and also INEC and all the stakeholders, whether at the federal level or the state level, to see whether or not these elections will see through and whether or not there will be accountability and transparency at the end of the day, or even there's the rule of law playing out as it should be. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us.